Hi everyone, it's Marcy here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I'd like to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today we're getting inky. Today we are going to be creating with the Delicate Forest stamp set. This is also available as a bundle. It is in the Spring Mini Catalog, as well as the Sweetly Scripted stamp set. This is going to be available on Tuesday, March the 5th. It is a online exclusive. So that means you will not find it in any publication. You will find it in my online store. So we used to have years ago another scripted stamp set similar to this. This is an updated version with beautiful fonts, lots of great sentiments. So let me show you what we're going to be getting inky with. We are going to be ink blending with Bubble Bath, Melon Mambo, and Berry Burst. And then our sentiment and our image is going to be Basic Gray. So let's get started here. I need to show you what we're creating, and I'll have a couple more samples in different colors when we're all done. So this is Berry Burst, Melon Mambo. Let me just zoom in here. There we go. Berry Burst, Melon Mambo, and Bubble Bath. And that is what the three different colors that I have used on my card, as well as we've got the basic gray here. So just stunning. I wanted to do some playing with my blending brushes and create something. This is very simple to create, actually. So here we go. Where did I put my cardstock? There we go. So we have a piece of 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now all of the measurements will be found on the coordinating blog post. The website link will be in the description box below. So I'm going to add just a titch of my, come on, there we go, Stampin' seal to help hold that on my grid paper. There's just a teeny tiny little bit on there. I don't think the camera's going to pick that up. Okay, so I am going to lay that on here and open up my ink pads. Now generally I would have put my ink directly on my let's go back out, directly on my glass mat, but for this I am going to be picking it up with the blending brushes. So I have my blending brushes with their names on them so that I can reuse them. So we are starting, let's get this out of the way. We're starting with Berry Burst across the bottom. So let's just move these up out of the way a bit for the moment. All right. So I am picking up my ink, and look at how deep that is. Oh my gosh, what a fabulous color. All right, so I'm going to take and get some of that off so that when I come on here and I need a piece of, oh, and I've already got ink on my fingers from opening. We don't want ink splotches, so just make sure you've got nice clean hands. All right, so coming. And I'm just going in layers here. So you can go as light or as deep as you want with something like this. It does take a smidge of time to get that really deep saturated color. Let's put our card up here so that you can see. Okay. And I want it nice and dark on the bottom. And I'm holding the head so that I've got a bit more control. And I'm not getting too awful dark up here. I want that to stay fairly light as it blends into that next color. Okay, I'm going to say that that is good. And there's something on my cardstock. Let's see if, no, can you see that little spot? I don't know what that is. But let's zoom back out. All right, so we're going to set this aside for the moment. And next up is our, we don't want the sticky on there. Next up is our Melon Mambo. So let's pick that ink up. And I'm going to start over here and bring it across. And you want it to overlap a little bit so that you don't have those lines. And you'll get 2 cards out of the one piece. That's why I chose that measurement, so that I would be able to do 2 cards. Although we'll just be doing 1 card in the video, but I just wanted to let you know that this will give you 2 cards, because my front panel that I'm going to be stamping on, once I cut this down, is going to be 2 1/8 by 4, because I didn't want it too big. I knew I wanted to do different colors to really set that tree off. Little bit more. And we're not cleaning this mess up yet. All right, so then we're going to move that to the side and bring in our bubble bath, our lightest color. So let's move that off to the side, because we don't want any accidents happening to that pretty card. All right, so you want to make sure you don't bring your paper that you're holding your cardstock, you don't want to bring it up too far, because if you go over it with your blending brush, you're going to cause a line in that ink, and that will not be a good thing. All right, so going across, just building up that color, and I'm going one way then the other with my blending brush. This is really fun, I think, and really not hard. Not hard at all. Just takes a little bit of time to get that depth of color that you're looking for. Now you can see it's very stripy. We don't want that. We want a little bit smoother transition. So, but first you want to get your deep color laid down, the depth of the color that is, and then you want to come over it and blend that color out so that you're softening that line. So what I'm going to do is I've got my bubble bath, so I'm now going to come down and go over that Melon Mambo line a bit to soften that up. And yes, my blending brush will be picking up a little bit of that Melon Mambo, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to move, you can see the tonal difference there. So I'm going to move that to the side. And now I'm going to come back with my Melon Mambo, and I'm going to bring that up a bit so that it's kind of blending it a smidge more. I'm not adding any more ink. I'm just kind of manipulating what's there, going the opposite way. Moving my paper so that I'm not hitting. All right, so let's do the corner. Okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. You want to hold it, but you don't want those oils from your fingers to cause any fingerprints. All right, I think I'm going to call that good. And now I'm going to come in with my Berry Burst and bring that line up so that we've got a little bit more blending. Yes, there is a bit of transitional marking. I don't know what else to call it, because it is 3 different shades of a pink. So that is going to happen. You just get it as blended as you want. Each time you do it, it's going to look a smidge different. Okay, I think we're going to call that good. Bringing that up just to help. Now, look at that inky mess. I've got ink on my fingers. So let's close that up. Now the inside of the card on my original here, let's move that, and I'm going to grab a wet wipe here. Excuse that crinkling sound. All right. I want to clean up my hands before I touch my white card. And let's zoom back in a little bit. All right, let's set that to the side for a second. Now, so the inside, I just have my stamped tree. However, we could come in. Where is my insert piece here? 1, 2, there it is. We could come in, let's lift you up and move you to the side. We could come in with what's just on our brush and Berry Burst, because there's still tons of ink on this. Just to give it that little bit of cohesive look with your card front, and then a bit of Melon Mambo. And I'm avoiding the ink that's all around here. And then some Bubble Bath. Whoop. And the ink that I picked up from the going over has transferred right there. So let's come back in and deepen up that Melon Mambo. Soften that line. And then deepen up, let's grab some of this, to deepen up that Berry Burst. We don't want to wipe up all that ink on the bottom here, so what we're going to do is Berry Burst. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of it, as much as it's going to, into my blending brush, Melon Mambo. And you can't see the petal pink, so let's just set that off to the side. Like, look at that mess. Like I said, we are getting inky, so you want to clean your surface really well. Let's grab another. All right. And see, look at that. There's still ink coming off. Even though it looks clean, it is not. So let's take a paper towel, and this will be clean enough for the moment so that I can see that. We're still a little pinky, but we're clean enough so that we can get moving on to the next spot. Okay, so this is very saturated. You do not want to come in with your basic gray ink with your image because it's going to kind of blend in a bit. To get that nice, the nice crisp image, you're going to want to set that aside to dry. So I actually have another piece here that I had done yesterday, so it's nice and dry. And we're going to bring in our foam Pierce Matte, our basic gray. Now this I just re-inked because I was finding it got a little light. And if you took your heat tool to dry this, you might end up warping it, so just have some patience and set it aside. And I always like to load up my ink first to make sure that I am good. I'm going to breathe on it, and then I am going to come and stamp, and I'm going to give that a moment. I'm just going to gently kind of press that ink in. I'm not pressing too hard because you don't want to distort that image. Just giving it a moment to accept that ink. And oh, I stamped that a little crooked, but that's okay. It's still lovely. Oh, I just love the way that looks. All right, and next we're going to stamp, and you can see that my, can you see how even though that's dried, it has picked up that pink. So we're gonna come in, and you don't have to do this. I just thought it would be a fun thing to show the bit of the difference of having it the one insert plain white, and then this one here having a bit of that blending in it. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think. All right, we're going to set that aside because we don't need that now. And we are going to bring in, oh, we do need this. Okay, here's our insert piece and our happy birthday. So this is another giant stamp. So this is the I block, the block that I do not use very often. All right, so this is our card front. There's a little spot on that. Oh, I think this is better. Hopefully, whatever that is from, the manufacturing. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there is a tiny little mark in, like embedded in the cardstock. So this is going to be all the way to the bottom. And I'm trying to guesstimate center. Here we go. Oh, so lovely. I just love this font. Set that aside, and we are done with our ink. Okay, so let's bring in our card, and we need our bone folder. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. My liquid glue. Now you could do this with black. However, if you are a follower of mine, you know that I gravitate towards the grays instead of the blacks for my cards that call for a darker image sentiment. I just find that black sometimes is a little harsh. All right, so I'm leaving this to set to dry. Even though the base was dry, it's still, because I just restamped. Okay, these strips are 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches, and I am just eyeballing it on here. And then I'm going to take my, this is 2 1/4 by 4 1/8. So I'm just taking this to see, and that looks like it's going to be fairly even on here. So I'm just going to take a moment to straighten you up just a titch. I'm just kind of eyeballing both sides and in between. And what I'm going to do is scoot you up just a smidge. I've got my take your pick tool, and I am going to very carefully pick up my center piece. So this is my Melon Mambo, and I used my take your pick tool, the putty end, so that it would not, me trying to grab it wouldn't shift the other two pieces as much as possible. So let's see, how do we look there? Do we look fairly straight? I think so. And I look kind of even there, I think. Maybe just there. Now I can easily pick that up because my center piece is there, so that I can then go above and below. And my spacing, you know, it's probably 1/8 of an inch. You could do this with them butt right up against, but I wanted that little bit of space there in between. When you're looking across it, it's a little difficult. Okay, so there is that piece. So let's take our base, fold and burnish. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Remember, all of the measurements as well as the supply list will be over on my website, the link in the description box below, so you can head on over there after you're done watching to get all of the measurements. Maybe get a shopping list, maybe add this fabulous stamp set to your collection. And remember, I've got some different colors to share with you when we're all done here. Open that up. And there we go. Please leave me a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell, so you don't miss any future videos from me. Share to your social media. It's how I reach more crafty friends, customers, team members, subscribers. Okay, so there we go. Scooch you just a smidge there. That's the take your pick end. That is not what I want. Okay, so we need our dimensionals. And my general rule of bumping it up doesn't apply here because I'm not sure exactly where these are going to hit, and I'm calling it good enough. So I'm not adding any glue dots to the back. All right, so we are going to try and center this as best as possible. So bringing that down, looking to make sure that my top line is straight before I push it down, and I think that looks good. I love the way this turned out. So pretty. And then our final thing is to add our classic matte dots. I'm using the gray ones. So I'm doing 5, 3 on this side here. And then 2 on the top. There we go. These classic matte dots are so wonderful. They come black, basic gray, vanilla, and white. So they've got you covered for whatever color you might need. You can color the white ones and the vanilla ones with your blends if you want to change that color. And they're a nice size. They're not too big, not too small. And they can be found in the annual catalog. All right, there we go. So that is today's card. I would love to know what you think. Please leave me a comment. So this is the pink. Not sure. What do you think about, do you prefer the inside of the plain or the colored? Let me know in the comments. So the first one, this was the last one I created. So let's just go over here. This was the first one I created with the greens. So this is garden green, granny apple green, and lemon lime twist. Let's pull you down in camera view. And then the second one I did was in the oranges. So this is Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink. So what do you think? Which color is your favorite? A great card for birthday, great to mass produce. And with this stamp set, the different sentiments, we've got Save the Date, Speedy Recovery, A Million Thanks, the Happy Birthday that I used, Congratulations, and Happy Anniversary. So this layout would work for any of those sentiments. Again, this will be available on March the 5th in my online store. All right, that is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Tell me which color you like the best. All right, that's all for me today. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.